Hello, everyone. My name is Louise, and I will be the first presenter. We're presenting the project titled Management System Helping Hand, and the members of this group are Danielle, Apred, Louise, myself, Prince, and Shire. Next slide. And the following are the project clients details. The company name is Helping Hand Mission, and that is their ABN number. And the company address will be 85 Hampshire Road, Sunshine, Victoria. And this is the website. And our client name is Nadar, and the project supervisor is Nazar Sah. The project overview, we'll be talking about the introduction, we'll give a brief introduction of the company and the client, and then we're going to talk about the problem domain and the research question, where we're going to talk about the issues that are being faced in this project and the research questions that have risen from the problem. Then we'll discuss about the background and the project objective. We will talk about the project plan and the preliminary design, then give a summary of the stages in the volunteer life cycle, and then we'll discuss and give recommendations for this project. And below there'll be the references. I'll start by giving the introduction. Helping Hand Mission, this is an organization that feeds thousands of people weekly through emergency aid programs, and they also provide training and employment pathways for volunteers in Melbourne and regional Australia. And this organization is highly dependent on the volunteers' input to run the organization. Therefore, they have recommended two projects to be able to manage the volunteers better. And the project proposed are the volunteer recruitment and the volunteer monitoring, where we are going to mainly focus on the volunteer recruitment by designing a database that will be used to store and sort out all the volunteers' details that is based on the question given to them on the application. And also there's a second part to it, which is the volunteer monitoring, where we will create an interface using SIG API, which is the application program interface, to gather more information for helping data. Approach. And then I'll ask the next presenter, Apret, to discuss the problem domain and research questions.
Hi, I'm Harpita. I'm explaining my part. So here's problem domain. The current issue faced by Helping Hand organization is that they are unable to keep track of the managed entries that willing to work together with Helping Hand. Presently, the organization uses email and form to recruit the members. There are such questions like what database system will be used to handle the bulk voluntary information feed to in Delhi? What requirement framework will we use to select and assign the volunteers to the SAN task to determine the schedule of the selected volunteers? And third one is what is the system functionality of for the database management system? And last one is will the requirement be able to find the directly job requirement information through the information search and navigation? Thank you. Next, please.
Hi, my name is Sarah Karal. I'm going to speak about background and project objective. Helping Hand Mission is an organization that plays a key role in providing food services on a weekly basis to thousands of people through emergency aid programs. It also offers training and employment opportunity for work also run a shop across Melbourne and Victoria. Thus, to be able to achieve the daily input and organizational missions, there is a high dependency on the volunteers. Due to the organizational growth in the recent years, there is a need for a better management of the volunteers. Thus, to manage the volunteer better, two projects have been proposed. The first project is called the volunteer recruitment. At the present, the volunteers need to fill up the forms and then send them back through email. More often, the sent emails are not seen, thus making it difficult to locate the volunteer need via email. Thus, the need to develop a database for the volunteer through an online form embedded on the organizational database such that on lookup in the database, it is easier to find any data needed. Moreover, in the second phase of the project, the organization need to be able to interface with seek.com.au using API and be able to collect more information into the database of the organization. The second project purpose is known as volunteer monitoring. The project is classified into two parts. First is to monitor the currently deployed volunteers in an interactive map in real time. Secondly is to have a reporting system that can aid to match up an interested volunteer to an available opportunity. This needs to be automated based on the underlying data without any human interface. That's all.
Okay, so next will be me, Prince Chakal. So I'm gonna share about the project plan. So we're gonna see how we're gonna have some different phases like initiation phase. That's our first phase about the idea. Then the second phase will be our definition phase. That what would be our idea. Then will be our design phase. How we're gonna present our idea. What will be the design of the idea. Then is going to be development phase, how we're going to implement our plan, how the project plan is going to be implemented. Then is going to be implementation phase where we're going to actually implement our project plan. So our next will be a follow-up phase for our maintenance. So if we will look for a maintenance, if there will be any problem in a project plan, then we will maintain it, we will work on it. And the next will be our project design. So we'll work on a project design based on our volunteer numbers, name, phone number, address, job, available time. So it will also look for hours, how many hours the volunteers gonna work, their starting hours and their ending hours. So the volunteers will be assigned on the volunteer organization by their name and address. So we look for the place where the volunteers from where we can get most of the volunteers, then we will serve. Then we'll also look for the charity option, like from which place, from where we can get more charity. And then we will look how we can assign our employees based on their ID, name, address, and phone numbers. These are the ways. So we're going to assign our jobs to the volunteers. So this is going to be our project design. Next, we will see a summary of volunteer life cycle. So this will be having some different stages like determination of stage, decision stage, activity stage, and commitment stage. So for determination of stage, it will be a motivating and generating interest for the in the volunteers. So how we can generate interest in the volunteers, and it will be a role of marketing. How we can create awareness among the people by using Facebook, Instagram, and different types of medias. Then it will be a decision stage, which will be turning interest into volunteer behavior. How we can um, how we can make people interested in, so that more and more people can come and volunteer themselves. Then it will be what will be the role of marketing. It will be creating a different offering, so we can provide different offer to the people so that more volunteers can be seen. Then what third stage will be our activity stage, where we will engage individuals in volunteering activities, which where the role of marketing will be ensuring the needs of volunteers are met. Then it will be a commitment stage, where we will come where volunteers will commit, how ensuring volunteers and commitment to the organization, how the organization will be commitment, and how it will be done. Then it will be what will be the role of marketing. It will monitor ongoing needs, nurture volunteers. So it will see mm, how what are the needs of the volunteers, are they met or not. Then we will discuss some about our project plans, and we will give some recommendations so that we can follow up on it. So our discussion will be attitude and participation, and use of marketing concepts. So what different marketing concepts we are going to use, and how we're going to use social marketing campaigns to attract more and more volunteers. The recommendation will be to raise the profile and strengthen the overall image, so that we can raise the profile, we can harden the profile, which can attract more volunteers towards our organization, and dispel misconception about volunteering. So there people have more misconception about volunteering. So we will clear that, and then encourage volunteer organization to conduct a comprehensive market analysis. The last will be design creating strategy to reinforce key messages. So we will design a strategy which will provide them a good message and give a good message in front of people. At the last, we'll be having our references. That's it. So this is our all presentation. Thank you.